In the world we live in, we are confronted daily with decisions that come to define the modus operandi of our lives. A bad decision, for example, can trigger a series of controversial situations that halt spiritual growth and negatively impact inner harmony. When a person lives according to media influence, following models and formulas without checking their origin, they unfortunately end up entangled in a web of contradictions. A habit that values misinformation can only bring disorder and problems. However, it must be said that not all information there is negative. There is also content that is incredibly important for the common good and contributes to transformation and growth. The red and blue pills, symbols originating from the science fiction film The Matrix, present us with this kind of existential duality when introduced to the main character, Neo, who understands that they represent a choice between reality and illusion. While the red pill leads to discovering the truth about the world, the blue is an invitation to illusion, with complete ignorance of the truth. This red and blue pill metaphor has become popular among movie lovers and serves as an important reference point for what we need to define in our lives. The idea that we live in some kind of matrix also serves as a measure to affirm that the world revolves around a prior plan, where events follow a doctrinal bias established by a kind of hidden control. Whether this model of control is true or not is not for us to define here. What we can say is that not everything is accessible to human consciousness, which needs to study ancient history more deeply to understand how the world works. This matrix of control that imposes behavioral models, as if everyone were following an unbreakable directive command, can indeed exist for those who have not yet realized their right to choose. They have not yet perceived that they can choose to think and act differently, going against the tide of herd mentality that surrounds them. If the information brings about dissent and disputes, cover your ears. If the images only portray war, think of peace. If the conversations revolve around conquests and ostentation, stay silent. In short, you can and are able to do differently. You have the divine attribute planted in your heart and can seek harmony and dignity for the common good in all situations of your life. So, always choose the red pill, because the blue one, you are tired of taking. You have already allowed yourself in many past incarnations to experience the world in order to discipline yourself against fears, overwhelming passions, and guilt of all kinds. You are tired of walking dark paths in search of a truth that could help remove the thorns from your heart. Thorns you yourself sought when yearning for something more. The red pill exemplifies the immortal spirit that comes into the world simple and ignorant in order to learn and evolve in a chaotic environment without becoming attached. Still, we acknowledge it is very difficult with so many temptations and entangling traps. But it is necessary to persevere in actions that bring satisfying results, that result in achievements that lead to inner peace, the kind that lets you go to bed and sleep with a clear mind. Any idea that presents a roadmap of absolute truths where no further analysis is required causes people to become complacent, believing that everything has already been said, and thus the paths are already mapped out and only need to be followed. Hey, quick pause here. If this content is resonating with you, take a second to subscribe and turn on notifications. It really helps the channel grow, and you won't miss what's coming next. Thanks. Let's keep going. However, surprises happen and can catch people off guard, causing their sandcastles to vanish and collapse. These situations must occur to awaken humanity, which continues to dream of the hero in the movie, believing he will solve everything in the end. But this is not true. The world is not confined to a cinema room. It does not exist within the four walls of a projection room. Because reality surprises and truth impacts, ideas flow through the air, shaping minds and adding concepts that begin to shape character. And every mind that understands this truth becomes proactive. Thus, the story of humanity is constantly being rewritten, incorporating in its core the memories and experiences of each person. In The Matrix and so many other related films, we find the subliminal idea of a truth that cannot yet be fully revealed due to the immature nature of humanity. A humanity that still dreams of solutions coming from the outside without making the slightest effort. And so people go through life behaving as if anesthetized, unable to react to destructive intrusions that arise at every moment. A somewhat illusory reality cloaked in flowers but hiding invisible thorns. The physical world is very much like the reality of a movie, which tells a story with various interpretations. Each person will extract a type of understanding that resonates with them. Because life is wonderful for those who want to feel wonderful, sad for those who choose to remain in sadness, interesting for those who move forward despite their uncertainties. After all, living is a divine attribute that each one experiences according to the model they nourish. In the end, whether or not we live in a kind of matrix as shown in the film, the important thing is that we learn to turn the fiction of adventure into the reality of healthy achievements, so that, when the lights come on, our spirits may return home with heads held high. Namaste.